A 10th Tibetan has set himself on fire to protest the Chinese regime's oppression, according to a rights group. The London-based Free Tibet says the latest incident occurred Tuesday in Ganzi in Sichuan province. That's about 95 miles south of Aba Prefecture, where 8 Tibetans have self-immolated since March. The latest monk's name is Dawa Tsering. His current whereabouts are unknown. According to an email statement, Free Tibet says Tibetans are driven to, quote, make the ultimate sacrifice to draw attention to one of the world's worst and longest-running human rights crises.
A local police department ready to become the first in Texas to launch an unmanned drone to do police work in the sky above Houston. Tonight, Local 2 investigates, are they keeping you safe or invading your privacy? Good evening, I'm Dominique Saxa.
I'm Bill Baeza. Thank you so much for joining us. Local 2 investigates first uncovered the concerns about privacy and civil liberties surrounding police drones back in 2007, but now the Montgomery County Sheriff's Office in Conroe is ready to take flight.
Local 2 investigator Stephen Dean live for us in Conroe this evening. And Stephen, I understand that some new concerns could come into play with this particular drone.
Absolutely, Dominique, because not only can this one have police watching from above, but the drone that arrived here today at the Montgomery County Sheriff's Office is designed so that someday it could even launch a police attack from above. From a laptop computer, deputies can fly this 50-pound Shadowhawk unmanned helicopter. A powerful camera on the front is controlled with this game-like console, and the manufacturer says this one's even designed to carry weapons.
You'd have a stun baton where you can actually engage somebody at altitude with the aircraft, and a stun baton would essentially disable a suspect.
Montgomery County Sheriff Tommy Gage says he has no plans for weapons just yet, but he does have FAA approval to fly for SWAT team standoffs and searching for criminals on the run.
To be in on the ground floor with this is pretty exciting for us here in Montgomery County.
In 2007, Local 2 investigates uncovered a secret Houston police test of a different type of drone, but so many people complained of police spying on them after our story went worldwide. Mayor Parker scrapped the idea when she took office, but Montgomery County's ready to go.
Big brother watching situation, certainly it's not going to be used for that. It's going to be used if somebody's a criminal and all, and we're looking for them, that's what we're going to use the vehicle.
It's so simple in its design and the objectives of it, you just wonder why anyone would choose not to have one.
Flights here at the Montgomery County Sheriff's Office could begin within a month, according to the sheriff. Now, this drone that arrived here today could be outfitted with a taser to actually zap a suspect from above or fire off those stun batons or bean bags to incapacitate a suspect. The sheriff says it's all about keeping his officers safe in very volatile situations. He says he will keep privacy concerns in mind. He says it will be done right here.
Now, the Montgomery County Sheriff says that $300,000 in federal Homeland Security grant money paid for its drone. That includes training for the 2 deputies who will fly it on police missions.
The Internet is one of the United States' most robust and growing industries. It enables free and open communication among billions, and it's been the backbone for protests around the world. But a new bill proposes we give the power to censor the Internet to the entertainment industry. It's called Protect IP, and here's how it works. Private corporations want the ability to shut down unauthorized sites where people download movies, TV shows, and music. Since most of these sites are outside U.S. jurisdiction, Protect IP uses a couple different tactics within American borders. Firstly, it gives the government the power to make U.S. internet providers block access to infringing domain names. They can also sue US-based search engines, directories, or even blogs and forums to have links to these sites removed. Secondly, Protect IP gives corporations and the government the ability to cut off funds to infringing websites by having US-based advertisers and payment services cancel those accounts. In a nutshell, that's what Protect IP will try to do. But in all likelihood, it'll do something else altogether. For starters, it won't stop downloaders. You'll still be able to access a blocked site just by entering its IP address instead of its name. What Protect IP will do is cripple new startups because it also lets companies sue any site they feel isn't doing their filtering well enough. These lawsuits could easily bankrupt news search engines and social media sites. And Protect IP's wording is ambiguous enough that important social media sites could become targets. Lots of trailblazing websites could look like piracy havens to the wrong judge. Tumblr, SoundCloud, and early YouTube, wherever people express themselves, make art, broadcast news, or organize protests, there's plenty of TV footage, movie clips, and copyrighted music mixed in. And even if you trust the US government not to abuse their new power to censor the net, what about the countries that follow in our path and pass similar laws? People around the world will have very different internets, and unscrupulous governments will have powerful tools to hinder free expression. But perhaps most dangerously, Protect IP will meddle with the inner workings of the net. Experts believe by fiddling with the web's registry of domain names, the result will be less security and less stability. In short, Protect IP won't stop piracy, but it will introduce vast potential for censorship and abuse while making the web.
Hello everyone, welcome to Global Government News. Today is Monday, October 31st, 2011. I'm Darko. Welcome everyone. My website is ggnonline.com. That's www.ggnonline.com. I have a poll there. It's probably expired right now, but you can go in there and check out the results. Otherwise, YouTube, ddarko2012 is my YouTube channel. That's ddarko2012. And Global Government News has a group on Facebook. The link will be posted with all the links below, along with my Twitter account and that. But all the headlines and links will be posted in YouTube's video description, so I recommend checking that out. Okay, so just one quick comment here on this new police drone near Houston. I've covered this before. I don't think it was 2007. I guess it was, but 2008, 2009, they were also doing trial runs, and it sparked a lot of outrage in the community. And I love how they always say what in the news, and the people that propose this, the scumbags that promote this, is it's either privacy or safety. Well, now let's just go on a limb and assume that it's going to keep you safe. Well, I can't assume that because I know it's not going to keep me safe. So they're actually misleading people because they think that it's going to keep them safe. Well, it's not going to keep you safe, and it's going to invade your privacy. So there is no that whole argument of, well, it's going to keep us safe, safety or privacy. Well, if it's not going to keep you safe, I already said that. I mean, they're spying on you because you could be a danger to not only to the state but to yourself. You could be a danger to yourself because you're a danger to the state, because you have ideas, because you're a free thinker, right? Because you criticize the murderous, stealing shit that they do. And if you don't like it, like I said before, you are a possible terrorist. And so that's who it's for. The quote, criminals, is that douchebag said, right? So, and of course it was funded by what? Oh, federal, Homeland Security, federal dollars, just, so it doesn't really come from anywhere. It just kind of floats in midair and just falls if you say the right words like security and terrorism. Oh God, these fucking money just starts falling out of the sky. It's called federal dollar. And the other thing too is what? Is that they said, they're talking about privacy, but this thing will kill you. It'll freaking come and buzz you, tase you, rubber bullets. I don't care if they're called non-lethal. They could kill you, right? If you have epilepsy, you get tased by one of these fuckers, you're dead. If you have some kind of nervous, central nervous problem because you got vaccinated too many times because you listened to the state, you could die. So it's not just about privacy. It doesn't keep you safe. It can kill you. So, I mean, it's just... the whole argument, like I said before, is just BS. So hopefully people would just see through it, and I think that they do. It says here British family is shrinking, and I already covered this before, and I'm just reviewing it because this is where we left off with eugenics. British families shrinking, and then so what? They result to abortions, and they're saying abortion is safer, and then we go on there and talking about down here where this individual said that he killed babies and endangered women, and it goes on here and says that illegally delivered live viable babies in the 3rd trimester of pregnancy and then murdered these newborns by severing their spinal cords with scissors. And then we have here, and of course I'm not going to go in the whole, you should legislate something, you shouldn't legislate something, but when you legislate something to make it legal to murder life, well, then you're condoning it and you're promoting it. You're saying, okay, everybody, it's good to do this. Now go ahead and do it. And then society follows suit, right? But the best way that legislators can legislate the murdering of newborns and stuff like that, or the unborn, is what? Is by saying, oh, well, if we don't do this, then they're just going to go in a back alley and use a hanger. We've heard that argument. I've heard it so many times throughout my short life. I'm just sick of hearing it. 30 weeks pregnant, this mother was feeling faint and noshed. I don't know what the heck that means. Nibbled on a chicken sandwich while shopping at the store on Wednesday. She paid for the roughly $50 worth of groceries, but forgot about the 2 sandwiches valued at $5 each at Safeway. And it says here the family was stopped by security staff while leaving the store. She offered to pay for the sandwiches, but the security guard called the police. The couple were arrested, and their daughter was taken into custody. In other words, their child was abducted and kidnapped by CPS. Okay, moving on here. New York man pleads guilty to organ trafficking. Brooklyn man admitted in court Thursday that he purchased human kidneys from live Israeli donors that were ultimately transplanted to 3 New Jersey residents. Then we have Commonwealth leaders raise polio vaccine spending. Great. So the Commonwealth government leaders meeting in Australia agreed Saturday to step up efforts to eradicate polio worldwide. That means eradicate all those little pesky little human children in third world countries. And don't forget, even in your rich first world country in the United States, where you're so rich, they like to poke you too with little needles of death, despite the Afghan war setting back vaccination efforts there and in neighboring Pakistan. That's right, yeah, they were messing with people's DNA over there in Pakistan too. It says here, all to catch the boogeyman bin Laden. Soft drink makers target U.S. children, teens, says study, and that's why. We already covered this. Why? Because it makes them more aggressive. And what? Oh, it was called they did research at the Oxford University that said it would do that. That's why they do it. Deployed veterans and give them video games so that they can train and become good little drone operators when they grow up, and tank operators and stuff like that. Deployed veterans, kids, more aggressive. So, you know, go figure. Not seeing your parents or something like that for a long time can cause aggression in children. Schools acting as surrogate parents, and that's their job. The state, they want to take your kids away because growing numbers of parents struggle to bring up their children properly. Of course, right? The experts create the environment and leave parents with just an environment, a cesspool of immorality, and not a lot of options, and then they blame them for the result of their engineering, their social engineering. Cholera kills 142 children in Somalia. So more Eugenics. CDC director arrested for child molestation and bestiality. That's right. GLAAD ignores alarming increase in HIV infection in young men. And they went in there and said how homosexual activists were largely were being bullied because they were gay, but then they avoided the alarming increase in HIV infections in men. Uganda, UK premier threatens to suspend aid over anti-gay bill. Group calls for HIV screening of teens who have sex. And then it says here, China reports about 60,000 new HIV/AIDS cases. So Eugenics weaponized HIV/AIDS. It's not just in Africa now, but now also throughout the world and in Asia. Spanish HIV vaccine shows 90% success in early trials, so they do have a vaccination for that as well. Mosquito bred to fight dengue fever shows promise in study, but concerns are raised about genetically engineered mosquitoes. This is so moral, isn't it? Great. Playing God, engineered to kill their own children. So as you munch on your GMO food or just your low quality food, plastic food as I call it, not getting enough nutrition, people dying left and right in cancer. Oh, did you hear about Bob? Yeah, oh yeah, Bob's gone. Yeah, he died of cancer. Yeah, it took him. You know, because they're lacking essential nutrients like B17 and latrine and that. And what? Oh, should you quit taking vitamins? And of course they come in here and experts say you should stop taking vitamins. And of course what? They keep losing potency anyways, so you got to keep taking more to get the same amount that you did before. And you have Codex Alimentarius, where, you know, vitamins and nutrients could be totally regulated. Primary school girls go without food over fears about their weight. That's social engineering. Nigeria, country's growing population, a time bomb, warns analysis so too many people. So Violet's the 7th billionth child, but then here we go here, Danica, she's the world's 7th billion baby. Welcome to a very full world. You bad human, you bad soul, you shouldn't have come here. You're too one. But don't worry, they'll stick them with about 25, 50 needles before she walks out of that death complex known as a hospital. Somehow there's 3 babies that are a 7th billionth baby. I don't understand. I can't do the math. But Peru to reopen inquiry into forced sterilizations. Also, in a down economy, fewer births, higher divorce rate. 14 shamans murdered in Peru. Thoughts of God makes us slackers and religion may become extinct in 9 countries.